What's up, everyone? I hope you're having a good night. We're going to be talking about Roku, currently trading hands at $113.46. As you all know, Roku really plummeted today in the pre-market on poor earnings and poor guidance. So what we're going to be doing is taking a look at the entry point that I think would be best. And if you're really bullish on Roku, then I'll give you an entry point that I feel is the absolute highest I would pay. But I'm going to give you the entry point that is the most I will pay to get in Roku, considering the new fair value estimate. And this is not financial advice. Trade and invest at your own risk. But let's keep it moving here. And as you can see here today in the pre-market, Roku was down nearly $40, about 27.5% in the pre-market. So quite a lot of fear in the market. And as you know, tensions are escalating with the Russia-Ukraine situation. As Biden reports, he believes that Putin is getting ready to invade Ukraine. So that's the number one fear in the market. So I'm not going to go into all of the other fear in the market. I feel like I've already addressed all of that, and you all probably know. So we're just going to keep it moving, and we're going to take a look at the chart. And I'm going to talk a little bit about why I feel this way, given the new guidance on the fair value estimate. So let's keep it moving here. Roku is down just over 36% for the week, down just over 37% for the month, down just over 56% the past 3 months, and down nearly 77% the past year. As you can see here on the 5-year chart, Roku is up around $89, about 565%. So, of course, this is where Roku was at this morning. So, give me a second. Okay, so Roku is up around $98 the past 5 years, around 619% the past 5 years. But mainly, why do I show you this chart? To give you a bird's eye view, to give you some perspective. So, we're going to talk about, if you're still bullish on Roku, what I feel would be the most I would pay. But I'm just going to tell you why $80 is the most that I would pay. And we're going to be talking about, I'm going to show you why I believe the price is going to go down to $100. So, and if the price don't hold much support at 100, and I think it will temporarily, but ultimately I believe the price is going to go down to $80. So with that being said, if I can't get the stock for $80, I'll just move on to another play. But let's keep moving. So here's that $100 mark without the candlestick charts, just to give you some perspective. This is that $100 mark here I was talking about. So we've seen that it was a low of 98.08 at this point, and you can see the volatility here. It opened that day at $150. The high was $176.55. The close was $99.74. So again, I foresee the price going down to $100. I'm going to keep this brief and simple as possible. But basically, with the fair value estimate being lowered to $150, I feel ultimately the price is going to end up at $80. And let's keep it moving, and I'm going to move on to the next chart. Now, this right here, obviously, you can see this is March 20th, 2020, so quite a while back, right? But, without the candlestick charts, you see it was $76.13. So let's move to the candlestick charts. So same time period, low of $58.22. The open was $115.49. The high was $116.16. The close was $87.45. So basically, here's the thing. The fair value estimate's been lowered to $150. So as a general rule of thumb, I feel that if you cannot invest in something and at least double your money when that high is reached, it's just not worth an investment. So that's just my opinion. I also feel that as much as the stock has dropped, obviously the RSI has been terrible, but, with poor earnings and, lowered Q4 guidance, it's not looking good. And like I said, I think we're going to see a slow uptrend, and I think we're going to see another dump. I think we'll hit that $100 range. There'll be a bit of support, and I think, again, all the fear in the market, all the volatility, I do believe that we will get back down to $80. So again, if I can't get in for $80, I just won't get into the stock, period. Now, I'm not saying I won't trade it, but I won't invest into the stock and just get situated and marry the stock for anything above that price. Now, Barron's had something to say about this. They basically feel that, you know, Roku still has strong economics data and ads. But as I've mentioned, supply chain disruptions are an issue, and that's something I've mentioned that is carrying over to 2022. Now, keep in mind that Needham analyst Laura Martin wrote in a research note she rates the stock a buy with a price target of $205, which is interesting considering the fair value estimate is $150. So, I don't know. That just seems very unrealistic to me that we will reach that anytime soon. I mean, look at the market we are in right now. So, I don't know. If you want to believe that, that's totally up to you. And I'm not saying that won't happen in due time, but I think we need to live in the now right now. You know, she says, you know, Roku's finances are strong, you know, adding that the unit economics in the U.S. alone have 20% earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization margins based on the company's 2021 first half results. But again, let's live in the now. You know, we're not talking about the company's 2021 first half results right now. That's what she's talking about. It just, I don't know what she's, I don't know. That just doesn't make sense to me. But international costs will rise by $434 million in 2022. That's compared to international revenue growth of $50 million. It's important to note Roku reports losses from international markets until it reaches 20% of penetration of homes, and only then generates advertising revenue. That strategy takes about 2 years and builds long-term value. So again, I'm not saying we're not going to see some good long-term growth, but for now, let's stay in the now, the reality of now. Now, I'm not going to read every bit of this, but, you know, basically she goes on to say that she feels that Roku should be valued the same as YouTube. You know, and like I said, I like Roku. I think it's good long term if you get in for the right price. So, you know, if you all want to read this, take a screenshot. I'm not going to go through every little thing she said here, but, you know, you can take a screenshot there if you'd like, but let's keep it moving. Now, keep in mind, Roku has a 52-week low of $140 and a 52-week high of $490. That really means nothing right now. I'm just throwing it out there. Again, poor earnings, expected EPS 7 cents, actual EPS 17 cents. Fair value estimate of only $150. Take that. The fair value estimate was updated to $150 based on poor earnings and poor Q4 guidance. So, uncertainty very high. I do always say take Morningstar with a grain of salt, but I think $150 fair value estimate is pretty fair for Roku right now. So let's take a look at what the fair value estimate of Roku was before it was lowered today. The fair value estimate was $195, so nearly a 25% decrease there. So, you know, again, that's why I told you, you know, if I cannot invest into a company at this price and expect to make at least double when it reaches the high, I'm not going to waste my time. So, you know, this is just, you know, you can't get lost in the old highs. As I always say, a company's past performance is no indicator of its future performance. And as I always say, don't invest in a company you don't understand and don't believe in, because you'll end up panic selling. But in this case, it's more, I think people have that locked in their mind, how high Roku has gone, thinking, oh my God, we're going back up here. And I don't see it happening. And even in my opinion, it's going to take a while to get back up to that $150 point, in my opinion, considering the market we are in now. So let's take a look at what the analysts are saying now with the new guidance. 80% are at a buy, 13% are at a hold, 7% are at a sell. So let's compare that to what they were saying before today's poor earnings were announced. So again, you now have 80% at a buy, where it was at 73%. Now you have 73% at a buy, 17% at a hold, and 10% at a sell. So obviously they're getting more bullish as the price is getting lower. So keep that in mind. However, and again, I can't read through every single thing here. If you want to check that out, there's what the bulls say, and there's what the bears say. Thanks for watching. You all have a good night, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.